Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the Lee fan. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different with my videos. I know I promised other videos like Riverdale and Selena and another Delana video and a WWE Force Home video, but I thought today I would do a ranking of shows all together. And I bet you're wondering, what shows am I talking about? I decided that today I wanted to rank all of Dan Schneider shows from worst to best. If you don't know who Dan Schneider is, which I'm pretty sure people who are watching this knows who he is, whether or not his allegations with being pervy and being a pedophile and a molester, whatever those are, he is and will always be one of the best things that's ever happened to Nickelodeon. He has made so many iconic shows that I grew up watching that I wish were still around, because Nickelodeon has not been the same since these shows went off air. And I want to rank some of his shows from worst to best, because not all of his shows are good and iconic as the others, and some are just downright terrible. So he has made 10 shows altogether, so I'll be ranking them from worst to best. Starting at number 10, the worst show for me is Sam and Cat. I mean, this show is so dumb. It's not funny, it doesn't have a plot, and I never quite... Listen, I know Sam was good in iCarly, but I don't think she had that character factor to do a crossover show. I don't think she had that factor. And out of all the characters on Victorious, why did they give Cat a spinoff? You could have given that to Jade. I would have put if Jade and Sam were in a spinoff together. At least they could be able to bounce off each other. I mean, they're literally the same character, even though Jade is better. They're literally the same character, and it would have been a better dynamic to watch, and probably a better show to watch if they both were in the same show. I don't know. I just don't think Sam had that character factor to be put in a spin-off show. Like, I don't think she really had the factor. Yeah, she was interesting, being a delinquent and having her own mind, banging to her own drum, everything with her family drama and whatnot, and her being in love with fat cakes. I just don't think she had that factor. Now, I know people might not agree with that, but in my opinion, I feel like she didn't really have that factor. But this show didn't have a storyline, no plot. The characters are kind of unlikable. Like, I couldn't stand... Cat became more stupid and just more annoying. Sam was just the same, and it started her actions started to get kind of like repeated, like they were just the same and repetitive and not just very likely. And I don't know, this show just didn't work for me. Watching it on Netflix and watching it with my cousins, this show just didn't click to me, and I didn't like it. Coming off of number 10 is Game Shakers. Now, this show is just a ripoff of iCarly. It's not interesting. It's kind of forgettable. Even Kenan Kel, I think that's his name. Kel Mitchell. He could not save the show, and he's known Dan Schneider since all that Kenan and Kel and Good Burger. But this show is just not interesting. It's not funny. All the characters are kind of unlikable, and it's trying to be an iCarly show. It just doesn't work. It doesn't have the same magic that iCarly had. So I don't know. It wasn't funny. How can it be a sitcom if it doesn't make me laugh? Like, it's not funny. It has nothing to do with them being little kids. It's just I didn't find it funny. Coming in at number 8 is Harry Danger. This show, the one thing I will give the show is that it's a different type of Dan Schneider show. It's about a kid being a superhero. It's not a group of teenagers or things like that. But this show still didn't work. The comedy just wasn't there. The characters are not really all that likable. His sister is really annoying. And I don't know, this show just doesn't click. This is how you know that his storytelling was starting to fall off the map, because he just didn't have it anymore. Like, he was struggling to find a good arc for his shows to be a good watch. So this show just didn't really click to me. It's crazy how it ran for 5 seasons. I guess people really did like it, but me, it just didn't really click to me. Like, when I watched it, I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, so coming at number 7 is Victorious. Now, I know a lot of people are going to hate me for ranking this really low, but I'll tell you a little story. When this show first came on TV, I thought this was one of the best shows ever. Now that I am older, now that I have watched it on Netflix, this show is really stupid. Don't get me wrong, it's watchable. Oh, believe me, it's definitely watchable. I like the characters, and not all the characters. I love Jade, I love Andre, I like Beck, even though they didn't do anything for him. I really enjoy his presence. It wasn't because of his looks, but when he had something to do, I really enjoyed it. Robbie was annoying. I hated Kat. They had no direction to lead it. Oh, and I like Trina. The biggest problem I have with this show is that the plot of the show has nothing to do with the episodes. I thought the show is about Tori becoming a star in Hollywood arts, but I look at it, none of the episodes are about her accomplishing her dreams or her friends for that matter. It's just random dumb episodes with stupid plots in it half the time. Like season 1 was a good season, but it had some dumb episodes. Season 2 was a good season, but it had some good episodes. Season 3 is probably the only season, in my opinion, out of all. Well, there's no 4th season. There's only 3 seasons. Season 3 is probably the only season to me I feel like some episodes had a plot structure in it. But still, all the characters were major stereotypes. The show was funny. Cyclones is a good character. The show was funny, I will give it that. But the thing with this show is that it had bad writing when it comes to the episodes and the structure of the plot. I feel like the plot episode should have been about Tori being in a new school, meeting new characters, and her struggle of becoming an artist. I really feel like she was such a boring main character. Like, she did nothing for me. Like, she didn't do anything. All she did was sing. She was just a stupid, pretty girl. She was so basic. Like, she had nothing to her. And, like, that sucks. I would prefer Jade was the main character, because at least Jade has a personality and everything like that. We know about Jade and her struggles, but I don't know. I think what this show fails down on is, like I just said, the writing. Like, it should be focusing on Tori and her trying to be an artist and everything like that, and being a gang group, and all of them just, doing fun things, and all of them trying to accomplish their goals and be ambition. I just don't think it was that at all, and I think that's why the show just didn't really click with me like I thought it would. Coming in at number 6 is the Amanda Show. I didn't grow up watching this show, but my dad did, and so he will bring old DVDs home, and we would watch old stuff that he grew up watching, and it was pretty interesting. I thought the skits were pretty funny, and it was pretty interesting. Even though I didn't grow up watching this show, I would say check it out because it's not bad. Coming in number 5, I would say All That. This is pretty like the Amanda Show. It's pretty much a show about skits, and it's pretty funny. I would say definitely check it out because it's not bad at all. Coming in at number 4 is Kenan and Kel. This show is really pretty funny. It's kind of like All That. It's a lot of episodes with skits, and unlike Victorious, this series actually works with no real plot or anything. It's just about 2 friends getting into trouble and hilarious situations, and their chemistry is really strong and everything like that. So I would say that coming in number 5, Kenan and Kel is pretty interesting, and like my dad would bring DVDs home and we would watch them and everything, so it's pretty funny. Coming in at number 4 is Zoe 101. I really love this show. It's so interesting and so good, and this show was really amazing. I remember watching all 4 seasons in my room on DVD and just thinking that this is probably this is literally one of the best Nickelodeon shows ever, and it was just so good. All the characters were good. Like, I honestly enjoyed every character. I know people say Zoe was a boring protagonist and lead, but I honestly enjoyed all the characters. I thought they all played their parts well, even the ones who left the show. The black girl in the first season, she wasn't there, and it was another friend too. I forgot her name, but she was light-skinned, skinny. Like, they left, and I didn't mind them either. They were pretty interesting from that first beginning. But this show was really good. So I would say coming in number 4, this show was really interesting. Coming in at number 3. That's crazy. Did I say 3? I think I did. Okay, so coming in at number 2. If I skip one, I'll go back and hear it. But I think I already said 3. Coming in at number 2 for me is iCarly. iCarly was really good. I loved iCarly, and I plan on making more videos about Nickelodeon and Disney shows. I want to discuss like where the shows feel like they were just doing things for ratings, but even that, iCarly is a really good show, and it's definitely one of the shows that put Nickelodeon on the map. So definitely watch it if you didn't grow up watching the show. Watch it now because it's funny. All the characters are pretty much likable, and it has good plots and a really good, interesting plot about web shows and things like that. So yeah, coming at number 1 is Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh has always been my favorite show out of all the Schneider shows that I watched. This show is just so iconic, so fun, so funny, and they're always playing them on TV. I managed to watch every single episode every day on TV. I mean, this show is just so good. Drake and Josh, their chemistry together is just so amazing. And Amanda Crosborough was in this movie. I like seeing her as Megan. And it was just so funny. So I would say that this is his best show. Anyway, this has been my ranking for Dan Schneider. If you haven't watched any of the shows, I suggest watch them now. Get DVDs and watch them, because that's how I started watching this stuff when I didn't have cable at the time. So go ahead, watch them. Thank you for hearing this. Leave me your rankings in the comments below, and have a great day.